Hi, I'm Barbara D. Welcome. It's time to start your breakthrough book. You are now on your way to writing a book and becoming a published author. This is a bold move, and it is one with huge rewards. The good news is that you now have a map to guide you, to show you clearly each step, and to ensure you succeed to reach your goal. When you complete this masterclass, and once you have your book published in your hands, you will find every area of your life will be impacted. In your personal life, your relationship with yourself and others will be stronger. You know, an awful lot of people want to write a book. They dream of putting their story, their message in a format they can share with the world. They may even start writing, but they never really commit to it. And you have. You are the bold one who is really doing it. Congratulations! With your book, you will have a different sense of who you are and what you are capable of. And so will everyone else. Wait till you hear how writing a book completely changed my opinion of myself. I'll share that story a little later with you. When you meet people and they find out that you are a published author, you gain instant credibility. You will have respect and admiration, not only from new people you meet, but from everyone you already know. Maybe even the ones who just did not think you could or would write a book. And your health will be impacted. This personal boost in self-esteem gives you more energy and sense of well-being. You'll have so many positive things to think about and talk about. Your complaints will get more and more quiet, and most will simply disappear. Of course, being a published author will help you professionally, whether your book is on the same topic as your work or not. You will become known as an expert. Whatever you find yourself struggling with, I've been through it as an author myself, or with some of the many people I've personally coached through writing a book. I promise you, your masterclass has solutions built right in. Here's the truth about my own struggle. I did not know that I could write a book until after I wrote and published my book, which is titled, You Should Write a Book. Let me say that again. Even though I was already a published author and a master's certified mentor with 2 books selling on Amazon, and all the knowledge, experience, latest research, case studies, and personal been there, done that inside me, I was not confident at all that I could write a book, especially one called You Should Write a Book. I was so insanely insecure of myself that I got a co-author, a guy I knew with a PhD. After all, he was a HarperCollins published author. He was a former college professor, and he wrote for magazines. He was a real authority. Here's the way it went. I wrote the chapters, and he edited them. Literally, I wrote the whole book. But after the book was published and it was selling and there were invitations to speak to groups, I still did not feel like I could speak on the topic by myself. I would only go if my co-author would go too. In my mind, he was the authority and could best answer questions on the book I wrote. Is this sounding as crazy to you as it now does to me? More importantly, does any of it ring true for you? I wrote the book to help build credibility for the publishing company I had co-founded. I was one of the 5 principal team members in Suncoast Digital Press. Then something happened. I got my first client assignment. It was my job to help this person organize their ideas and material, identify their target reader, and write their book with that particular reader in mind. I coached them through clarifying their message, creating an outline to work from, and guided them through every step of book development, writing, editing, publication. When I felt unsure of the next best step or had a question, I consulted a good reference book. You should write a book. One day, as I was looking up the details of how to make a book title search engine optimized in this book, it hit me like not a ton of bricks, a ton of books. I know this stuff. I'm the expert who I am consulting. I'm the authority. I'm the person who can and is helping others write the book they were meant to write. I held my book in my hands. I stared at the cover and let it sink in that I had written everything I knew about writing and publishing a book, and here it is in 13 chapters and 237 pages. I claim my identity as an expert on my topic. I claim my power. From that moment on, I knew I could help others succeed in writing not just some book, but a great book. And that's what I did full time for the last 7 years. And I confidently stand up by myself in front of audiences, give presentations and trainings, sell books in the back of the room, and own my expert status. Many of you already can stand in that place of authority, and that's great. For me, I had to see it to believe it. Here are some of the books I helped other people just like you plan, write, and publish. Oh, I do love my work. It's the perfect blend of my two passions, writing and entrepreneurship. So I wrote my first book when I was 7. It was about my dog's mischievous adventure through a neighbor's garden. I illustrated it and created a cover out of cardboard, then stapled it all together. As an adult, all my ventures have been helping people who have an entrepreneurial spirit, whether I was their computer consultant or later in my career, working with them as a master certified small business coach. I coached many small business owners one-on-one to solve their problems, make their company much more profitable, and improve their life balance so they really felt the freedom that someone who owns their own business should have, instead of feeling like a slave to their company. So my passion is to help people who have an entrepreneurial spirit, and I bet that is you. Being an entrepreneur is much less about what one does than about how one thinks and takes action on those thoughts. What I mean is that if you have something important to say, and you do, and you want to say it to as many people as you possibly can who want and need to hear it, if you want to get your message out into the world, the best way to do that is to draw on your entrepreneurial spirit. Be bold, be resourceful, determined, creative, and optimistic. Use the tools available to you today to communicate with hundreds or thousands or millions of people who you want to reach. This is what it means to write and publish a book. It has been a profound privilege to help so many first-time authors. I experienced only one drawback. I was helping people one-on-one, one at a time, and I could only work with a few projects concurrently. I was fulfilling on my passion, but in what felt like a very limited way. I knew there was a bigger game for me to play. So 2 years ago, I started developing a comprehensive blueprint, a guide to walk someone through the whole process of planning, writing, and publishing a book. I thought of just updating my paperback book, but instead of doing that, I put all the new technology information, other new material, everything I had learned into a course. Instead of only using information that would pique your interest or maybe inspire you to write a book, I created a step-by-step workbook. I offered this as a live 8-week teleclass so I could help small groups, which was an improvement over only helping one person at a time. The class went very well, and I was super excited to finally be able to better leverage my ability and passion for empowering others to write their own breakthrough book. You have the very unique and high-value opportunity to sit in on one of these teleclasses. All the audio recordings are available to you in this masterclass. At first, you will feel like the proverbial fly on the wall, listening in on the group sessions. But soon you'll find that you're engaged with each student's project, their challenges and wins. Nowhere else can you find live coaching and real first-time authors going through the process of creating a book over 8 to 9 weeks. But these teleclasses had 2 drawbacks. One, tuition was pretty steep for a live 8-week class led by me personally. It was not an option for many first-time authors. And 2, because I needed to keep the class size small, I was still very limited on the number of people I could help create the book that was inside them, wanting to come out. I spent the next year developing an even better course, designed as a self-study. The result of that work is this masterclass. Here you will find everything you need to plan and completely write your book. You need to read and follow along with 4 elements in your course. The workbook, which you should download and print out. Most people find making a binder of the workbook is helpful. And you'll get bonus handouts with each module, so you can put these in your binder also. The workbook is your blueprint. Plan to spend plenty of time with it. But also, this course is very, very different than any online course I've ever seen on any topic, because not only will you get the workbook, bonus handouts, and a video of me introducing each module, you get to listen in on a live class. You will hear other first-time authors just like you receive and interact with the exact same material that you have. You'll hear their questions, my answers, my additional coaching and tips not found in the workbook. It will be like you are sitting with them at their computer as they face a blank screen, or have writer's block, or can't decide on a title, and other challenges we address and problems we solve during the teleclasses. You get to hear it all, the uncut version, 9 full hours of classroom recordings. I know you'll find your fellow students have amazing ideas for their books and fears just like you do. And you'll see them progress each week just like you're going to do. Over 2,000 years ago, the brilliant inventor Archimedes wrote, "Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world." Your fulcrum is your publication platform with sales engines like Amazon. Your long-reaching lever is your book. Get ready to move the world.